Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon, good afternoon, maybe good evening, wherever you are, anywhere you are. I just want to say thank you for watching this moment. This is your host, Femi Ojo, on the program, The Update. I want you to get something to sit down right now. Log on Facebook, log on YouTube to make sure that you connect. And in case you have questions, we're going to be seeing your questions on either on YouTube or on Facebook. You can ask questions on Facebook or on YouTube. And for the sake of today, I want to let you know that in case you want to ask questions directly on Zoom, we're going to be sending out the number for the Zoom, whereby you can quickly come in and ask your question. But I would prefer you go on YouTube and Facebook to ask a question. But if you cannot wait for that one, I'm going to send a link below just to make sure you ask your question. Also, I'm going to send you another link for our guest of today, of some of his work, and I'm sure you would definitely like to watch them. He's a wonderful man who is endowed with much energy. And ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you this morning one people everybody knows as K-Stick, Dr. Kunle Pinmiloye. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Pastor Femi. Good to see you.
It's nice having you right here.
Same here.
On our show, The Update. It's a wonderful thing, and I love to see you. I thank God for your life, and with what you are doing around the world, I'm blessed. I am blessed to connect with you.
Thank God.
Thank you. The last time we physically met, what was about, if I'm not mistaken, that should be about 5 years ago or so. When we 6 years ago. Yeah, when we met in LA during FOL, and in fact, I learned a lot during that time. I learned a lot during that time.
Thank God.
And I can tell you, that made me to really, connect with you. And I don't know how many people are there that will say they did not learn anything. I'm telling you, you are so full of energy. Energy. I thought that's something that clicked in my mind that day. I thought I started conducting at the age of 6.
Okay.
I started conducting at the age of 6, but that day I learned another way of conducting. That was.
Yeah, we thank God.
That was.
We thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to I present to you this morning, Dr. Kunle Pinmiloye. And by the way, last Saturday he just turned 50, looking like 25.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank God. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, who is Kunle Pinmiloye? Always also known as K-Stick. So where is the K-Stick from? How do you come about K-Stick? And who is Kunle Pinmiloye?
Well, okay. Thank you, Pastor. My name is Kunle Pinmiloye. Precisely, Kunle Pinmiloye. Kunle Joshua Pinmiloye. But most people don't know me, know this name again now. As they don't know the name as they know. K-Stick has been the household name. Of course, it's my stage name. I was given the name some years back, OAU, precisely 1992. They gave me the name then, because of drums, of Kunle, then drumsticks. Of course, then I was very much into drumming. For that was all people knew me for. Then drumming, full time, Even though I was in school, Of course, every weekend I would always travel back to Lagos. Every weekend, Lagos, Abuja, Ondo, everywhere, back, throughout east, north, choose to go drum, Then although I was majorly with Dupe Milano, then Dupe Solano, then so I was, of course, people get the name to me then because the activities Kunle case. So I didn't give myself the name. People gave me the name, and I thank God for fulfillment. Ever since then, now we see. I never knew anybody then, no drummer then, or probably musician that's associated with the name Sticks. No, no. I think after then, people started queuing up to have Y Sticks, T Sticks, J Sticks, T Sticks, we kind of, which is good. I love that. It's good to create a path and let other people to follow that path. It's not, it's not always the best. Follow the actual path. So I thank God that I'm not ashamed to be called a drummer. I thank God that why cutting my wife, some people told, are you sure you want to marry a drummer boy? What's the future of drumming? So I thank God that today, I look back today, I see that God has been faithful to me, bearing that name. Or before that period, that season, in my teenage years, I grew up to meet musical heritage in my home. My dad was a pastor and at the same time an organist. So I grew up to lay my hands on some few music book. And as God will have it, the choir I grew up with then, you have to, for you to be very much relevant in the choir, rubbing with the choir, you have to pass ABRSM, at least grade 1, grade 2. So I thank God that I was opportune to be in such choir and learn music rudiments for real while I was young. And at age 15, I was already a band leader. I was already the band leader of the church. Doing exploit with the drum. I started playing drum around that, 84, 85, and drum sets now. Drum sets. I've been playing other drums when I was young, all this conga, samba at a tender age. For my dad helped me into that musical heritage through rhythm, through building my innate musical rhythmic perception within me by giving me this bell those days during prayer time. Anytime I rang the bell, they give me the bell to play the bell to create a rhythmic flow with the ongoing song. And I thank God that those days I never knew I was building musical gene within me. I was equipping or building or exercising the musical ability within me by putting it up through rhythmic perception. So with that, I could stay on rhythm, and I think I transferred that into drumming, to meaningful drumming. And from then, I noticed that I needed to go to university to sharpen my skill. I knew that talent was not enough for me. I went then to OAU for a diploma then, first for diploma in music, and from there I went to my BA, the first degree. Then from there, masters. After masters, I just had the urge to go deeper into one area of drum language. But then when I was during my first degree, no lecturer of drum that we knew then, all through Nigeria, no known drum lecturer. To the point that my supervisor then, Professor Vida, said no, they will not allow me to major on drums because nobody to audition me, to supervise me, So I think no, then Vida was the issue then. Dr. Bataye then said no. So they sent to Nigerian Navy. Nigerian Navy then they had a well-structured drum department because then some officers were sent to UK to Rascal Music to learn all sort of instruments on the area of strings, brass, and percussion. So we had some drummers then, that certified, drum scholars then. So they sent some musical score down to OAU, which OAU, my supervisor used them to assess me for my first degree. after the first degree, I went getting further into my master's, which is what more of thesis, more of more of in the area of musicologists now, more of doing research about what drum is all about. So my focus then was on drum language. I moved further to PhD, and at the PhD level, I got employment then appointment then to lecture at the same department, OAU, to lecture music. So I became at that period I became a music lecturer to 207. So I lecture music. I of course I major on drum. I major on impacting the young ones. So I became the first known drum lecturer. Yeah, I major on drums, and it was awesome all this period. For some, I of course I pulled out. I resigned my appointment. I think precisely 2016 or so, 2015 or 2016. In 2016, fully 2016. I want to thank God that it was, it has been a glorious journey, being in music line. But now, of course, my strength on my line of career has been drum language communication, in that aspect of music, education. So it has been I've been I've been able to hold a strong part for myself on one area of music education, and in that area, I think that my strength has been on drum language communication. For right now, I'm working on a project right now, semantic ambiguity on drum language communication. Why is it that it's difficult for people to actually, understand drum tone? Even actually, in actual sense, drum, is a veritable means of communication. The aspect of drum surrogacy, people don't understand. Most people don't understand. There's only few people that are schooled in the area of drum language that understand drum tone. So how come people really don't know? Actually, don't know how to disambiguate the drum language. So right now, presently working on that research. On that. But then that's one aspect of me. There's another aspect of me. That's the music directing. Which it has taken more of me recently. Ability to adapt song, arrange song, conduct song, train choir, and that aspect has been vibrant more lately on me. But even though people don't know, I'm still in that academics. So I combine both academics and performance so far. So I thank God for ability to combine both effectively well. Each time I go out there for drum workshop, I've done a couple of drum workshop here recently. If I go for drum workshop, I find that people are fulfilled. So I'm on two sides, area of drum, an area of academics and area of performance. All glory to God.
Wow.
Thank you.
When you listen to that alone, I just realized that now in your music now, at what part do you pick up? Because some of the time that I've seen you, apart from your work that I've seen on YouTube, that where you are playing drums, directing choir, I realize your composition is so complex somehow. I mean, your arranging songs is just kind of so complex, and mixing all these kind of songs together like that. Plus your conducting, which is kind of phenomenal on its own, and because you carry everybody along at the same time. You are not you are kind of a moving person.
Thank you.
There are a lot of conductors, and I realize that in conducting there are people that are just only a formal conducting style require that maybe you stand on the podium and just like that and just direct everybody. But your own just kind of you move from one end to the other, communicating with every group. So at what part do you see that kind of conducting? I mean, did you get that?
Okay, that's a very good question. People all along, people knew me those period then as a drummer. just in 90s, drummer. But like I said, even within me has been that musical heritage. You know, I don't forget that I started as a choir boy. You know, as at age 15, I've been rubbing with the choir, a standard choir.
Wow.
That those that we sang in. In fact, for the first time I sang Hallelujah Chorus, 1987. You know, I was in treble. You know, so in a classical setting, treble is the part given to a young boys, whereas in the contemporary setting, treble, of course, treble has another definition. So, but I was singing treble then in the classical choir then. So as a treble singer, you know, that choir then we have to sight read, we have to sight sing. Either sight sing first, turning suffer, then also we move into sight singing the musical note directly. Then I joined, you know, then we had a little orchestra, you know, which I played recorder, soprano recorder, auto recorder, and I moved on to violin. But that then in the 80s. And at the point, you know, so I had that all-round musical, you know, background in choral singing, choral things, so to say. So at the point, you know, I started looking inward into the aspect of building my perfect pitch, ability to pick a note, you know, without keyboard, without, you know, confirming the keyboard, you know, note of the keyboard. So now I train choir now. I pick keys, you know, and that's the ability to build inbuilt perfect pitch. You know, I built that, and I started seeing myself as guiding singer. You know, you can sing like this. Of course, then I was part of that in treble. I was even as young as I was then. I was a part of that. So I started seeing myself as a leader in area of singing, choral singing. So in my university days, the campus choir, then they will engage me, pay me. Can you imagine students, my mates, then they will raise money, you know, to pay me, to engage me, to come train them in the evening, you know. Even I remember that in OAU then, like there's a friendship in like BFW, then they will invite me from OAU, you know, get me accommodation, you know, and they'll pay me well then, you know, to train BFW in Lagos, you know, Futa, you know, and I mean, I worked there with a couple of pastors. So I started seeing that ability in me to impact, to teach songs, aside from drumming. So I was combining both, you know, academics, drumming, you know, then as a student, you know, combining all this round, you know, and at the point when I joined this star, as a drummer, I joined this star then as a drummer, 1997 or so. So as a drummer, I was with this star, but each time, you know, the choir, you know, sang those days, you know, probably the part of me will not, you know, not just, you know, just enjoy that aspect of singing, especially in the area of contemporary singing. So of course, the music director then the music directors were my friends, you know, couple of them, you know, that I worked with them as a drummer. So that means I also served then as a drummer under some music directors. So I always, you know, showed interest in assisting them to teach some songs. So I remember then for the first time I taught in that chorus, 2001, 2002, before I became music director. I was still a drummer then. So I taught the choir Area chorus, you know, of course, without score, you know, all the parts, you know, within me. So I started noticing that ability in me that I can also double up in a way as a drummer, double up to teach choir songs. And ever since then, you know, I've been doing it well. God has been helping me from glory to glory. I've been doing it well. And I don't know how many choir have trained back home in Lagos, outside Lagos, you know, outside Nigeria, in Africa, you know, South Africa, you know, Kenya, you know, Dubai, and so other part of the world. So I've been, you know, see myself engaging in choir. It has been glorious. It has been, you know, beyond me. God has been helping me. You know, I've been able to, you know, create an impact, you know, with choir, and not just teaching choir now, to glorify God through directing choir. So it has been awesome, you know. So I saw the ability to move into choir from the background I had as a choir boy, and it has been faithful. God has been faithful.
See, I remember that was the time when we met and preparing for a kind of revival FOL that time, and they sent us kind of a couple of songs, and I realized that we had different kind of group.
Yes.
Some of us met in Vegas. Some of us,
Yeah, and I remember that. Then I traveled around different states, about 5 states, to raise choir, to train choir.
Yeah.
To prepare choir for that event. I met you.
Yeah, and I was in Vegas at that time, and I realized, wait a minute.
Oh yes.
How would this guy coordinate? At the same time, he was teaching us, and the same time he was teaching another choir in Nigeria, because at that time, I think you guys they're preparing for this time. We're preparing for their Carol, and you went through Skype.
Yes, I was teaching Carol and this choir, then through Skype. After the other year, I'll go on Skype to teach them.
Yeah, I was like, how can somebody just be? So it was just kind of another total experience. I don't know what other people are learning, but my own thing is just like when I see an instructor like that, I want to learn as much as I can at that moment. So that kind of boosts my leadership in music as well. Yes. And I realized why, because that brings my question now. Says, how do you cope, or how do you train or adjust in training choir in different parts of the world, knowing fully well that the choir in Africa is different from the choir in Europe, America, and every other part of the world? Reason being that the techniques are different. There are some places here in America. Apologies to African people. To Americans. Just like in some places they are just dedicated. They are committed. They are so much into the work, into that work. All the choir come 5 o'clock, they will come 5 o'clock. In America, if they come to 5 o'clock, they are somewhat busy, and how do you cope in terms of training, in terms of discipline, in terms of coordination and everything? How do you cope doing that successfully?
Okay. Thank you. This is a very very interesting question. Of course, it's complex. So it's not just, if you're not into it, you can't. If you don't have the experience, you can't answer. You can't Google this question and get the answer. You have to experience it. So I thank God that I'll be able to experience all these aspects of different dimensions or experience of or experiences of facing choir based on different race or culture. Like I said, I've been opportunity to handle choir in Lagos. Not just one denomination now. I've worked with different choir, contemporary church, Baptist church, Anglican church, name it. So at a point, Celestial Church, Ionio, those days, Ionio, Celestial Church, CAC, I've moved around different denominations, separate churches, so that's hardly a church. So I think 2006, 7, 2011, 10, I worked with 7 days Adventist church, 7 days. At the point, I was thinking, how would I? Doctrine is different, but at the point, I found music, language, at the point is universal. Even though not in all cases, there will be time I will prove that. Who say that music is a universal language? No, not entirely. And sometimes that rule does not work.
Yes,
music is not is not the actual universal language. In the area of culture, it does not work that way. Culture or differences. So that will be another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But in a way, my knowledge then was based on Maybe music is in what language? Let me just, it's the same. But lately, I found out it's not the same. Anyway, back to your question. So I was able to train 7 days Adventist church then successfully, and some other denominations around Nigeria, outside Lagos, and of course outside Africa and UAE and so on. And before coming to US to have another experience, before settling down now, I've been coming to US for quite for over 10 years to more on academics and some other aspects of production. But I found out each time I came around, then I found people engaging me to train choir. So I found out the experience in any choir here not the same thing as home. So I didn't really go into detail, but I took my time. Of course, as a researcher, I had to research into why is it that it's always difficult for choir A to grow, to be more effective compared with choir back home. How come most music directors here are not successful or are not succeeding in quotes in having vibrant choir or like back home? In fact, I have some few friends that they came around to try it. They had to pack up, go back home. They couldn't succeed. It has been difficult. So I'm not blaming them. It's not easy. The technical, the more difficult area to tread. I found out that from my research that churches in diaspora, they are faced with so many challenges compared with churches back home.
Back home, yeah. Yes.
That's so. Let's identify the challenges with churches first before going to. Well, you can't succeed as a chorister, as a music director, without church, without understanding the state of church in
yes.
diaspora.
The organization itself. Yes.
Yes. I took time first to understand the churches in this part of the world, both Europe and US. Let's just have a case study. And let's narrow our scope. So maybe for the sake of this question, let's narrow down to Canada, US, and Europe.
Yes.
And Europe. UK. I say UK. I found out that it has been difficult for most music directors because they don't take time to understand the church setting. Now, churches in diaspora are faced with so many challenges. Let's speak now. An average church in the US, an average African church in the US, which we call immigrant church. They are not immigrant church, they are immigrant church. I took it off from there. Not immigrant church are churches like let's say a church like in quote, or Broken Tabernacle Choir, Potter's House,
Yes.
Or let's say or TDJ church now, right?
Yes.
Church. And on average, Joy Austin Church, you find out 90% of church, let's say 90% of church members in quote are non-immigrants. Unlike churches that are immigrant church, like African churches. So one major challenge in quote that an average church members in immigrant church face is battling with papers. They want to change their status. So battling with papers, someone new in the US now want to, in a way, an average church member want to battle with the procedure of changing status, so going to see lawyer, filing, get that, that's on its own, also they want to fit into the system, to, fit into have good job, good lifestyle, not just, condescending load all through their life to many jobs. They want to do something well. So by that, they want to go to school.
Struggle, yeah.
Education, So filing for status for status one adjustment, education, which is not easy. I mean, you see an average of first degree older, second two degrees in Nigeria coming here to go back to school, which is good. I'm not saying it's not good. It's a very good one.
Yeah.
It's not good. Knowledge is not not
lost anyway.
yes, I'm still studying. I'm doing some online courses at IKE now at this stage. So even though I also school here, I had my postdoctoral course I did the course here also. So it's good to school, But I'm saying that it's not easy combining that also with working. So an average church member here want to work, minimum. Some people do minimum 2 jobs, some do 3 jobs. That I know here, 3. Minimum is just 1, and that one, what we just stick to that, number of hours, be there on time. It's easy for some people can still go to work in Africa, and in a way you're late for some, consistently late for sometimes, and you see, you can still in a way, go along with it. You only find an average church member in Africa battling with changing status. You're already in Nigeria now. What do you want to see lawyer for? To change, and then the system of education. You already grew up, with the
system.
So system, then the bill, here to pay bill, you can't just be comfortable, like 2 or 3 months you're holding bill, the rent or power bill, and you're comfortable, back home you can still call someone, call friend, and say, okay, let me go out, let me go and scot, let me go see friend. You only see people scotting back home. You only see a scotter being pulled out, But here is constant here. In fact, your friend helping you, give you number of days to stay, number of months, Other times sometimes you have to move out yourself, build, and so on. So it's much more difficult, for people living here to finding their feet compared with people back home. So back home, at that level, your mind is still back home. Your mind is not really engaged with responsibilities. Don't forget that here also you have to work aside from paying bill, get good money to pay lawyer, helping you to file. You fund the school yourself. You have to go to school, work to take care of your education, work to pay bills, work to live well here, work, get more money to send money back home, Then we call it Western Union, have to send money back home to family, People back home, they don't want to care, they don't want to know what, not care, they don't want to know what you're going through here. People call you, send money. So it's all challenging. So you find here that here, an average college staff here, depending on the time of rehearsal, can't just give much attention to serving God, to going to properties, go to rehearsal, compare with back home. Back home, most known churches that grew up, most of the churches, they engage in vigil or all night rehearsal to learn more song. Back home, people do 7 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours vigil rehearsal. People do 2 vigils sometimes during the week. You can't. It's not easy here among churches in diaspora to get people committed. It's not that easy. So I found out that a music director need to understand this background first. Know your church. So you can't just approach training choir, handling choir with the same approach in Nigeria. So when I got here, even each time I travel down here, I don't engage this. When I was in Vista, or when I was training other choir in Nigeria, I never engaged the same method, style, handling choir. So when you have this background and you understand this background as a music director, then you know that, okay, now, plus the fact that it's easy to have multiple, a mass choir, multitude in quotes, mass choir in Africa. Here, to have, since churches in diaspora the numerical strength of churches in diaspora is dependent on those that are able to come out of Africa. So it's not that easy to have large members. Some churches, they're not even more than 100 or 200. Some churches 50. So when you have churches of 100 members, how many choristers do you think you do expect to have? So I found out that the medical strength of the choristers is subject to this church numerical strength
Right.
at large. Exactly. So we have to look into all this, and look at consider all the factors I discussed earlier on about challenges of an average Christian to want to serve God. So you find a Christian, a vibrant chorister, singers back home coming here, struggling with even going to church. A vibrant worship leader back home come here struggling with even going to church now, going to church to pray, not talk of going to choir practice, not talk of leading songs. So I've seen several singers that I even know in back home, this choir, other choir I trained back home in Nigeria. They got here. Are you? Were you in church last week? No, church. I have to work. Do shift, another shift on so it has not been easy. I'm not blaming anybody here now, but this just is
the system
of things, the system, So you need to adjust to the system unless you're just coming here on a visit, on a B1, B2 visa. You know, but in the time that you want to come here and adjust to the system, then you have to, just your time. You have to really plan your time well. So the few ones that are still committed to combine all these factors to still be in the choir, then as a choir master, you have to identify them and help them to maximize their time at the rehearsal. Maximize the time. That's where skill comes in now. Another music must understand this background, then know the attention span can be compared with. In Africa, we have more attention span. When I face singers in Nigeria, we have more people available at the rehearsal for longer hour. Let me clarify this: longer hour, but more result within short time, because you can even you can even teach a song, devote a longer time to teach a song. The same song you taught a choir in Africa, to teach the same song here, attention span. Let me clarify something here. The difference between attention span and available time for choristers. So let's make it clear. So someone may have a short attention span and more available time for rehearsal. So that happens more in Africa.
Yeah.
Because an average concert like Nigeria, if you don't get it today, we'll come again on Tuesday. But an average church, they have twice in a week. So we can ask again during the week now, or you have more available time for rehearsal. So that's in a way in Africa it's affecting attention span. People giving them time. I need to clarify this. Now, here the reverse is the case here. Here they have shorter available time, and although most singers here they have more attention span during that rehearsal, which means we have shorter time to available for rehearsal. Imagine someone coming now in the choir I work with here now, like let's say like 30% of choristers, they come on Saturday morning. They come from work. I imagine choristers coming from VG or work. So they come straight, they just go home to shower, or they come straight to rehearsal. And at that level, which means attention span, it's been challenged. Even though they have shorter time. Now they still try to give to be attentive, which means here now they are trying to give to be more attentive. Since they don't really have that time, But back home, they have longer time available to come to rehearsal. So with that, they in a way look down, not taking it seriously. So which means attention span at that level is being taken for granted. Maybe you can still come back during the week. So we don't have the same attention span and available time for rehearsal. So I found that back home, an average chorister can still, teach a song for longer hour, longer minutes. But here, I found that I have to just go straight to the point look out for avenue. I think I will still come back to that later on, but let me just identify, the challenges. So it's important that a music director understand the culture of this part of the world, the culture, the system, the church setting. Know what is available for you. Know how many choir, having mass choir here among non-immigrant, not among immigrant churches it's possible, but it's difficult. It's not that common because it's not just the factor of you now, the factor of the system, the factor of the church itself. So I think that when if a commercial need to be to succeed here, you need to consider all these factors. Consider all these factor of the setting, the culture, and before you can consider getting committed chorister based on the available hour attention span.
Yeah, let me ask you this quickly. I remember when I was when I got to US and I realized because in my own when I was in school and my instructor then we say something, the way they teach music in Africa is different from the way they teach music in
of course
in America here. And I remember back in those days when we I got this thing from my instructor then, when we Dr. He's late now, Debo Akinwumi, I don't know if you know him. Debo Akinwumi.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he when he conduct and just if he say if there's something that is wrong, he doesn't mind to send you packing in the midst of performance. He call your attention. He will go, hey, that he says in Yoruba, he says that wait. He will send you packing. He will send you packing immediately. He likes
on the stage.
Yeah, on the stage. It's just like that, and that brought me to a level of discipline in which everybody kind of committed to whatever you were doing in that place. And when I got here, that same thing, kind of resonated with me. I don't like being distracted during, on the stage. When I get to the stage, I'm there to perform. I'm there to do everything that I need to do. I don't do rehearsal on the stage like that. But commitment of the choir, I realized the first choir that I heard in Vegas, I thought we disbanded the choir twice.
I can imagine.
The choir twice because I was like, I need to learn this thing the hard way. Because later I realized, because to me I felt, oh, they are not committed, they are not this one. That this choir is not done this way. But later I realized that you have to develop another scheme to be able to attend to them. In Africa, in school, they beat children, they beat students. Here, they spank them. Here, you don't spank, but you use another method. So you have to develop another methodology to get them to a place whereby you can sit them down, you pass the same message. And so in your own case, I know you do not disband choir, but how did you manage to settle them down, and how did you work with churches? Because I remember in the first time you said you work with different churches, but you didn't mention of Catholic, because I know the music in Catholic is different.
Yeah. I work with the Catholic. Yes, I work with Catholic.
Without the canticles and chants.
In fact, chant. Yes, chant. In fact, I live with a Reverend Father for some time. I live with the Reverend Father.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's hardly a denomination from Celestial Church. 7 days. I'm going from wall to wall now. From wall to wall. Celestial Church, White Garment Church. That's one extreme. To a Catholic Church, Anglican Church, the 7 day.
I would love to see you work with Motab here. They call him Motab Fire. One day we'll see you working with Motab here. But anyway, but the question is this: how did you finally cope with the um, the church and with the choir and with the church itself, because I realized that not all pastors, you know, give free hand to the choir. You understand what I'm saying now? So to develop a church, to develop a choir in a church, it requires, you know, the free hands of the pastor as well, because choir require a lot of money and a lot of time and commitment to do that. And I don't know if there are churches that can actually afford those some of the things that probably you might be requesting for. So how do you balance them out? Most usually here in Africa, in America.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That's another sensitive question. Well, having identified that the fact that we can't compare, there are different background to handling choir among the churches in diaspora and back home, you know, and also among the indigenous, I mean, local, citizen itself, citizen, and that's why I said that we have churches that are non-immigrants. You know, it's easy to have commitment, you know, from such choristers, from that such background. Like, how do I mean? Take a church like, I'm coming to your question. Take a church like BTC, Broken Tabernacle Choir. You know, nearly everybody in church. Let's say this. Larger percentage of church members are non-immigrants. So the challenges faced by a chorister from a non-immigrant church is not the same with the chorister like in a BTC choir. Because there are so many benefits, you know, that, you know, unless you change your status here, you school, get yourself, you know, well positioned before you can, you know, get to that level also. So at that level, a music director needs to get this understanding first, or else you can't, you know, succeed. You know, you can't, you know, confidently, you know, handle choir here successfully, unlike home. Now, that's one aspect. But before that aspect is even your engagement with the pastor self, with senior pastors. Now, let's start with that. Let's try and identify another, you know, challenge. I won't say challenge. It's not a challenge anyway. Let's see it as a hurdle you wanting to really cross in the area of understanding. You need, as a music director, you need to understand your pastor, the pastor itself. Understand the pastor in line with the ministry, the church setting. So, an average pastor here is also a quote. Let's start with the background again. Is also an immigrant. Hello.
Yeah.
An average pastor also, you know, migrated from Africa now. So an average pastor is also trying to adjust to the system in a way. Even probably if I've adjusted long time or still adjusting, but what I'm trying to say is that an average pastor here is still an immigrant quote, you know. So at that level, you know, you have to understand that an average church pastor here is also trying to, in a way, get the church survive in the system in the US, which means the approach to church growth. You have to understand the pastor in line with his approach to church growth, his interest to music as ordained or revealed by the Bible. So is the pastor a music lover? Is the pastor seeing music as revealed in the Bible? So is the pastor trying to maybe cut the rule or bend the rule, you know, let anything goes? I'm sorry to say this, most people have been saying that to get good music, You can't get good music among the immigrant church.
Which is not true.
Yeah, yes, which is not true. I mean, each time I hear this, I debunk this. It's not God's standard. We serve the same God, even though it's more difficult. But that doesn't mean we should condescend low to bad music. So, an average pastor, so everything starts from the pastor now. That I'm going. As the set man, the pastor should be able to make the work easier for the music director. So, if you like, be up 20 degrees in music. With all the if you like 80 years experience in music, when you're working with a pastor that has no background, that has no respect for music or love for music as written in the Bible, then you struggle. Because if the pastor understands music, the place of music in church growth, place of music as a veritable a medium of worship, of connecting to God, then that pastor will make the work easier for you. Mm. So it starts with the pastor. Let's not forget that I said earlier on, even pastors themselves, they won't perform magic. It's not easy also because of the system. So growing church here is not the same. I think it's even easier. It's easier more in East Coast than West Coast here. It's easier. You have more Nigerian, more Africans settling down more in East Coast compared with here. So it's much more difficult here. So you have to also consider the fact that pastor, is not just it's not spirit. Pastor being an immigrant personnel need to adjust also, settle his family, settle and to plan the church. So pastor need to pave a way for the music director by showing deep interest, making things work out. It may not be that I'm not saying we should do the wild thing. Start from major basic thing, basic, but not compromising standard. So I think one challenge we need to face area, most pastor here, they have that challenge, mediocrity. The approach to music is even wrong. And every pastor is not even understand the meaning of music, the purpose of music in the church. So it's pastor itself in understanding music. What's the place of music in the church? Then we're not saying the pastor should get millions, get fund music of millions. All this start from a level which the music director can trust you that you have a vision. You have vision for music in the church. So let's start with that. It's how many pastors in this part of the world, have a deep vision for music, to grow music as is ordained in the Bible. So it starts with that. So if a pastor can do that, assure the music director, and I think the music director should now leverage on that. I told my pastor. My pastor does not have the fund now. The money is not there now. I think we're in a journey getting there. Unlike when there is no vision. So I encourage any music director to understand the pastor first and identify with the pastor too. Pastor is also is trying to adjust. It's not easy, but at the same time, pastor should make the vision, make it clear. Also plan the area for music, and I think that will encourage the music director to want to go on. So it's both the combination of the interest of the pastor on music and approach to music, not on the mediocrity level. Also the attitude of the music director, understanding that my pastor is trying. This is the starting point. We're on a journey going somewhere. I think if we can consider that aspect with the vision, then don't just approach the vision at once. Break down the vision, the goal. With the vision, set goals. Anyway, of course, vision first, set goals, long-term goals, short-term goals. What do you want to achieve this year? When I came in here, the first 2 carols, we had it in the church auditorium. Even though I knew that this is not me, the church cannot, we have to squeeze in. Second year, first year we could not afford orchestra. Even though I'm used to orchestra and and the chamber orchestra, set of drummers and choir, contemporary band, we have to manage it. And at this level, we're going somewhere. No orchestra, just small set of drummers. Second year, we squeeze in orchestra. It was not easy. third year, it was obvious because the crowd was just too much for the church then. You know, crowd was too much. In fact, during the concert, police, I think they had to. Police came in, and some cars were towed away because people parked all, you know, everywhere. So at that level, pastor knew that no, it's time it's time to move out. I mean, the carol forced the ministry out of the church walls, and we want to get a major or a standard concert hall. So at first, I didn't just ask for a standard concert hall. We began with the vision, set the goal from a small level, and from that level, you know, with understanding with myself and pastor, you know, we started growing up. So a music director need to understand the pastor first. When you know the pastor, this pastor is going somewhere. He's not available now, but the pastor is going somewhere. I think with that, with what we've identified earlier on, I think the journey may be far, but one day we'll get there. That's my submission.
From that point, I realized for those of you that are watching, if you're just joining us for the first time, our guest today is Dr. Kunle Pinmiloye. He's a PhD in music. I'm telling you, this man is phenomenal in what he's doing, and I'm telling you, for those of you that want to ask questions, and I sent a link on YouTube whereby you can copy and join if you want to join, or if you have a question on Facebook, that's fine as well, or on YouTube. I want to ask, you know, for those of you that for the sake of the music directors that are watching, and some of the leaders that are watching as well, you may mention the choir master director must first of all understand the mind, the vision of the pastor. Yes, you must understand the vision of the pastor. And let's look at what are the challenges. What are the challenges? How can a music director succeed in building a lasting choir despite the challenges around them? You know, there are some people that have challenges of like in my area and here, as you said, in West Coast, the East Coast, referring to America here, you know, there are a lot of instrumentalists. It's easy to get instrumentalists in the East Coast,
yes,
compared to the West Coast here. And you might have good innovation of things. I want to do something big. But the next thing is just, where are the tools that I'm going to use? Where are the tools? Where are the choir? Where are the instrumentalists that I'm going to use? Even your area is even better, you know, compared because that place is a little bit much of a congested with Africans, whereby you can still you know, squeeze around some things. Compared to my own end here, whereby you just look at when you are traveling, you know, from one place to another, you look like you are traveling from one Africa to another end of Africa. Sometimes
I can imagine.
So where we don't have all those facilities that much, what can the music director or whoever is in charge of music, or anybody into music, what can they do to also get them fine-tune themselves and still be able to realize the vision? So what will you say about
thank you. Now, we've identified the background challenge that in this part of the world, immigrant church or African church in diaspora, it's much more difficult to get results. We've been able to identify challenges compared with back home. That's moving from there. We also identified another challenge that a pastor here, you can't just succeed here without understanding the mind of the pastor. You know, you have to connect with the pastors, know what pastor, identify that the pastor has a vision for music.
Yes.
So without knowing a clear cut that there's a vision for music, you can't. I don't see you succeeding. Now, with all the challenges listed earlier on, plus the fact that now you now face a church that a pastor has no vision for music, then how will you succeed? So I think a pastor needs to just have a vision for music first. With that vision, set goal. So when you have a pastor that understands the place of music as ordained in the Bible, then I think with that, with time, we're able to handle the challenges identified earlier on with an immigrant church. Now, so having taken care of all these two aspects, the system, seeing a chorister in this system, in this part of the world, and with the pastor in mind, a pastor's mind, focused music in mind. I think then we can now move on to, okay, how do I now handle music? This is where skill comes in now. Of course, grace of God has to be first. You have to be grace. So of course, commit your weight into God. Prayer first. Prayer, Lord, I'm here. I need grace. I need, the faith anointing, because it's, of course, God gives God renew anointing, the oil.
Yes.
You have to seek God's face for that. You can't. It's not a club music. It's not a club terrain. It's not a secular terrain. It's a spiritual battle. You need to seek God's face for fresh oil. That's very important. But the Bible says God give us strength for each new day. So I mean, if you had a concert last week, you need fresh oil. You need a renewal of strength. Bible says God gives us strength for each new day. So those two aspects are very crucial before you start building the musicality. So the spirituality is very much germane to you standing. So I think that a music director that want to succeed here should be committed to prayer, to seeking God's face. After that, now look inward to yourself. What's your area of strength? Know yourself. What's your area of strength? What can I do? What's my area of strength of directing choir? At that level, you make a big mistake to want to copy someone. Maybe that church they had a former music director or another music director around you. Want to copy their style? Then you fail. At that level, let's not forget that we've been able to establish that there is a sensitive terrain. You can't just, something you can do easily in Africa, you can't do it here. It is sensitive. So you have to be careful, less chances of making mistakes. So I think that having settled the area of spirituality, in the area of musicality, sit down with yourself, know yourself. This is my strength, this is my area of strength, this is what I feel I can do well. So when you understand your area of strength, then apply your area of strength. Be original, be yourself. Now, how do I mean? Now, set a goal. Now, as I said earlier on, we know that you hardly find available mass choir here. So you must be ready to grow choir. You must be ready to grow choir. Back home, I can't imagine the last time I trained choir in this time with my acoustic voice. I had to use headsets, mic. But it's a large choir. I can't imagine one day I want to probably identify everybody in soprano alone. Soprano alone is close to 200. Alto is almost 200. Tenor over 100. On a good day, I said maybe if not a full house, we have an average rehearsal, we have over 100 altos, over 100 sopranos. An average rehearsal, over 100 sopranos. So at that level, you can't. Now you see yourself in this part of the world. Are you able to also, replicate the same here? Can you also build choir not because of multitude now? Can you work with 7 choristers and get results? 15 choristers, 20 choristers. So if I claim I'm good, and I should be able to face small number of singers and get the best out of them. So that's what. Yes. So even while I was while I was very much active in this time some years back, even though those days I would still come down here to still work with I remember what during my postdoctoral course here I found that for almost 9 months or 10 months here when I was in Hollywood, I was working with the church here. The choir was less than 20, and the same me. I was skype with choir back home. Combine both. So it's not about multitude, but about what you're doing. So back here, one thing you need to do here is identify your style. One. Secondly, you have to look into aspect of maximizing time. That's the first thing. That's not max. You have to maximize time. You don't have that time to. I was trying to explain something earlier on about attention span and available time. And so even though it's easy for people here to give you more attention span, since they don't have much available time, they want to be attentive more because their time is so short, unlike compared with home. But even at that, that short time, and even the seemingly short, not that, of course, the time is so short. When the time is short, you can't have much more attention span. It's still the attention span that they'll give you is relative to available time. So at that level, you have to do a lot of maximizing their time. Now, you yourself, you have to do more of physical appearance. You have to do less of delegating. Back home, at the point I delegate of course, if I succeeded. Back home, I delegate. I only come once in a while to coordinate on the area of song arrangement on stage. But here, you have to do more physical appearance. You must see them more, engage them more one-on-one, more. Then do more of depending on digital training. In other words, digital medium for training. Like by sending song to choristers during the week, engage them during the week. Now the song for tomorrow, let's say the song for next week Sunday, which is 31st of May. The song that requires is to render 31st of May. Ideally, you should start teaching that song since 2 weeks ago, last week. Don't teach song. That's another make challenge. Most directors here face. They live from hand to mouth. They want to introduce the song for tomorrow, today. It's for you to feel. For you to, I want to depend on God. God help me. No. God. That's not the nature of God. So I think that it's good that you identify the song, send the song to them, introduce song early. So song for next 3 weeks. Introduce that song this weekend.
Wow.
So that when you take the song this weekend, also next week, work on the song, fine-tune the song. The same thing upper week. So that means as you're planning for song for 31st in mind, then the song for tomorrow should have been introduced early April or late April. So don't bring surprises, on any aspect of learning song. So give them time to assimilate the song. So I introduce song earlier, even though I do that back home, but I do that more here, and give them during the week, send them messages during WhatsApp. Of course, at this time, you know that for you to succeed as a chorister, as a commander, you should engage everybody in every chorister in WhatsApp group, or any other medium. So engage them during the week, check on them, how the week has been, check them, encourage them to listen to the song, And that doesn't mean you should not instill discipline. Of course, I'm come to that aspect, You still have to instill discipline, but not the same aspect, not to terrain back home. So when you introduce the song, also don't just introduce song. Introduce song that that capacity of the choir at hand. Not because now I won't introduce song that it took me years to build choirs up back home. Years. There's a choir I worked with in 2004 in back home, the choir in Yaba, 2003 to 2016. I mean, I was guest music director for that number of years. So I'm used to the choir. But I can imagine the level of the standard kind of song I can introduce the song to the choir. There's hardly a song I introduced to this choir that I won't introduce to them. But take it in beats, simplify things, simplify songs. You don't want to do the same song, maybe the same song BTC choir did or TGS choir did last weekend. Even though it's the same US, you can't introduce the same song, even though we serve the same God. Even this church, but let's not forget the factor that we identified earlier on. That there are some factors that are very, very key, very important to you can't compare an immigrant church with non-immigrant church, even though we serve the same God. But with time, the choir of immigrant church with time will now get the understanding. You have to keep educating them, keep encouraging them, keep teaching them in the area of commitment. Yourself and the pastor, keep encouraging them to a point that they will start seeing the same thing. They start seeing the aspect of, oh, if I give more time to God, God will take care of me. God will take care of my filing. God will take care of my school. God will take care of my job. But you can't just bounce on them. You have to keep understanding with them and keep building with them, keep encouraging them until they come to the understanding. So at that level, we cannot say, I want to compare the mindset of my chorister with a non-immigrant church. So take it simple. Start with simple songs, be available at nearly all the rehearsals. Don't delegate, get things simplify elements, simplify song. It's not a must you jumpstart the choir, the praise team and choir. When I got in here, there was no praise team for almost 2 years. Even though I was used to praise team back home, no praise team. I was juggling with the same choir at the point when the choir grew up at a point, good sizable number. Now we have praise team. We had praise team last year. So the choir now has grown to times 3 members. Number of people I met now times 4. Now times 4. We have to expand the stage, build more choir room, build another choir room. But the choir room I met is so small. Now they have to build a bigger choir room. They have to order for more choir room. But because I took things simple from that level, small level, and I grew up. Now people are having the mindset now that even though I'm a member of an immigrant church, even though I'm still trying to get my feet in the soil of Africa, even though I'm still trying to combine 2 or 3 jobs, I can still give more attention to God's work because I serve the same God with the same God that a chorister and British choir serve. So at that level now, the understanding is shifting. It's shifting, it's changing. So everything depends on your style, the skill, and engage different style and skill to handle the choir here. It's not easy, but it's possible.
It's possible.
I can say that the choir. Last year, we did Ayula chorus Spanish. It's not easy, even for a choir, for a contemporary church choir to do Ayula chorus, to perform Ayula chorus, and not just in English, in Spanish. And also we did one other Messiah oratorio, chorus, and for a choir to engage in two Messiah oratorio. It's not easy. So I think that you have to start simple. Take it, understand the background we identified earlier on. Understand your pastor. Check with your pastor that are you supposed to be here? Is this person meant for you? Knowing the mind of pastor, is that vision for music? Set goal, from that, move into the choir, create a style, and add your style, be yourself, and take things simple and build up. With time, commit everything to God. With time, we'll get there.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pinmiloye. It's just so much kind of unfortunate that we have to stop right now because we are out of our time. Yes. But definitely, I promise the audience we're going to have part 2 of this discussion if it's okay with Doctor. And because I love people to give their comment and see how we want to see how much this program has blessed them, and because I know we have a lot of questions here. I have a lot of questions that I want to ask you, but I'm already out of my time, and the signal they're giving me signal already here. We need to come on round up because of our other event coming up. Yeah, I want to before we go right here. I just want to let you know that I look forward to a day whereby we will actually bring you face to face here. I look forward to a day whereby we can have a kind of conference like that in Utah and maybe also in the environment where we can come, we can organize that kind of things here, and we end in the concert as well. And we like to start like practicalize what you just said. Practicalize those things in a small way. Start small.
It's possible. It's workable. It's possible.
And
it's possible.
We look forward to see that time. But until then, we still want. Well, I look forward for the part 2 of this discussion. And why this is just because I love to impact people, and I know life has been impacting other people. And people that are watching right now or watch later will gain 1 or 2 things out of that. And more so people that you taught already also probably what we were watching, and say they can confirm what you have said, that indeed this man is a real teacher in music, and that would be a blessing to them as well. I want to say thank you so much for your work and for all what you are doing. I would have loved to play much of your music right here, but we'll definitely send it to all our contacts on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll send them the link. If you have never watched anything, watch this Star Carol, watch the one he did last year on RCNA. So so you just look at those ones. In fact, they are all phenomenal, and I thank you so much for your work. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much. Look forward to see you again. And
nice being here. Thank you so much. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Yes, so give my regards to family and all your team that are working together. I just want to draw this. It's painful to drop this curtain like this, but I just want to make sure we will bring you back again very, very, very soon. Again,
thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to close with this. You've just heard from Dr. Kunle Pinmiloye, also known as K-Stick. And it's been a wonderful time, speaking with him today. And I just want to ask you, in case you have any question, you have anything that you want to ask him as well, we'll definitely bring him back again to us and on this show. Leave your question on Femi Ojo on Facebook and also on YouTube, Femi Ojo, the update on YouTube. You can send your question into those areas, and we will definitely get to Dr. Kunle, and so as to know when to bring him back here. And I believe his word today has blessed your spirit, blessed your work, and I look forward to see you being doing well in what you are doing, because what you have just watched is an update for your work. And when the update comes, you will have to press what we call reset button. And when you press the reset button, everything that you start doing will become good and excellent, because people must see what your work and say good word about you. God bless you. See you next time on this same program called The Update. See you again. I love to see you one more time. God bless you. Just your host, Femi Ojo. God bless you.